Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this squad builder with me, boy FIFA 1 HD, where we will be putting together an unreal team from the Bundesliga for around 300k. Quite expensive, but still not unaffordable, and a very, very fun team that's both solid with really tough physical players across the midfield and the back four, but also some really creativity running throughout really, with great pace and some very, very attacking players in that top three. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our goalkeeper selection, and actually someone that I did pack and I decided to give a go because he was 6'6", and he did have some decent attributes, apart from maybe not being the fastest goalkeeper out there with only 45 speed, 83 diving, 80 handling, 80 kicking, 84 reflexes and 83 positioning. Suggested to me that this guy might be quite decent, and he actually was. Don't get me wrong, he's not unbeatable by any stretch, but for a really cheap goalkeeper that's really tall and has some very solid stats and is a really difficult goalkeeper to beat at times, he is a pretty good selection that allows you to spend a lot more money further on in the team. At right back, we have Utilising, who is a really, really good player. Now, as I mentioned previously, I wanted pace, but I also wanted some power in this team, and that is exactly what he brings. He's got the 83 pace, he's decent enough with his dribbling and passing. It's not amazing, but it's usable enough. But 80 on the defence, 77 on the physicality, great going up and down the wing, very good at making tackles, and a very solid player overall. Now for our centre-back pairing, we're going to go ahead and put in the pairing of Gnabry, and then we're going to go ahead and put in Boateng. Now we're going to start off by talking about Gnabry, a teammate of Utilising. Really, really good, relatively cheap overall, not too expensive, but 74 pace is very attractive. Good defence, good physicality. You can obviously upgrade those areas and you'll get a little bit more out of him. But overall, a really solid player that feels physical, that feels like an absolute boss at the back. Really, really good aerially, very strong, very adept in his defence, wins lots of incredible tackles, but also makes some really vital blocks, always in good areas, filling the spaces and protecting his goalkeeper, as is Boateng. Now Boateng obviously has had a bit of a fall from grace. He was one of the most expensive centre-backs in this game time and time again over the years. Now that is not the case this time around. His rating has dropped to 82, his pace has dropped to 70, and his defence has dropped to 82 also, but he's still really cheap, very usable, with decent dribbling and passing as well, so he can play the ball out, which is always a good thing. His pace at 70 is not terrible. You can obviously upgrade that, maybe with a shadow chemistry style on him, which will really help, and also his defence, which is pretty solid as it is at 82 with 79 physicality. Upgrade those areas and you still have a really, really good Boateng card that knows what he's doing defensively and still has enough pace left in the tank to catch up with even the faster sort of players that will be coming up against time and time again. At left back, one of the more expensive defenders within the team, Roussillon, is an absolute beast. Really, really good overall. Great pace going up and down that wing with 88 overall. Very nice dribbling and passing at 74 and 80. And then also on his defence, we have 76 and 76 for the physicality. So pretty solid at the back. Maybe could do with upgrading those areas a little bit. But he does have the 80 dribbling, he does have the 74 passing, which is good, and he's also very, very quick. So he makes a lot of good recoveries, very good on the blocks, stopping those crosses coming in, making good tackles and helping out his centre-backs, which is always a good thing. Now, in central midfield, we're going to go for Sabitzer, with Zakaria in the middle, and then Emre Can filling up the final spot. Now we're going to start off by talking about Sabitzer, who is the most attacking of the three. Very, very solid, great attacking stats. 80 on the pace is really good, especially for a central midfielder, an area that I've upgraded also. 83 on the shooting is really clinical. Then you add in 80 passing as well, and 80 dribbling, and the fact that he can do a bit of the defensive side too, with 65 defence and 78 physicality, means you've got a well-rounded player that is definitely more adept going forward, will definitely chip in with a lot of goals and assists, but will also do his side of the dirty work when you are up against it, which is a really nice thing. Zakaria though is definitely that guy who's going to anchor the midfield, who's going to carry the ball, get it forward into the players that can play, but by doing so, because he's won the ball further back, He's put the block in, he's put the tackles in, he's run players into defenders. He really is the engine and the heartbeat for the team, and he does that so well. Very much like a Claude Makelele, but bigger, you know, a Kante sort of player. He does that sitting, holding role very well for this team, and I would highly recommend going out and using him. He's got great pace at 83 overall. He's decent enough with his passing as well, 75, and his dribbling is neat and tidy at 78, but 81 on the defence and 85 on the physicality. With that pace means this guy is an absolute tank, but a tank that is incredibly mobile and will win you the ball back time and time again. Emre Can is a little bit of a master of none, apart from maybe his defence and physicality, but a really good jack of all trades, very versatile, really solid, and I actually really enjoyed this card. I thought he was way better than maybe than I thought he was going to be. Certainly, he really delivered for me. He scored tons and tons of goals. This guy made some brilliant last-minute runs into the box, really neat and tidy with his finishing, very solid defensively, tons of tackles that this guy made, very important ones too, protecting that back four, but also, as I say, going forward, his passing was very on point, got a lot of assists, but also a ton of goals, and I would definitely highly recommend Emre Can, because he is a really solid player, and one that you'll definitely have no trouble getting into your team. Right forward, we are going to go for Serge Gnabry. Not the most expensive player in the world, but still a very solid pick. 82 pace overall is why some people will overlook him, but he's got enough in the tank, especially when you do play him at right forward. He doesn't maybe have to burst the whole length of the pitch, you know, as maybe a right midfielder would. So he's already in an advanced attacking position, and he has enough with his acceleration overall to really get going, because his acceleration is 90. It's his sprint speed that lets him down. So over that first 10, 15, 20 yards, he's got enough in the tank to go past people and leave them for dead. It is just over those extended periods that it does let him down. So take that 82 pace with a pinch of salt, because it feels much better in game. He's also got 83 shooting, which is why I went for him. Really clinical, very good, and also has that really good 85 dribbling, so that he can go past people, he can get himself into good areas, and he can finish every single time. Very accurate with Serge Gnabry, and really did make some great runs, and will also put it on a plate for his teammates. Left forward, the most expensive player within his team is Leroy Sane. Really good overall. I really enjoyed this guy. Very accurate with his finishing. 81 overall is incredible. So good. And then you throw in the fact that he has blistering pace, really good dribbling. He is a fantastic player to use. Very quick. Seems to always get that rub of the green. If you've watched my player review on this guy, you'll know that I've said that before. He always seems to get that break of the ball, that bit of luck when maybe defenders are around him and other players will get tackled. He gets through, he scores the goals, and he is very deadly and very accurate with his finishing, as is this guy. Finishing off the team, we have Haaland. Haaland has a few deficiencies, I won't lie. His passing isn't very good at 63 overall, and it does let him down, I won't lie. But overall, he is still a very good player for this team, because he does exactly what you want from him, and that is scoring those chances that come his way, because in front of goal there are very few better. He is incredibly deadly, has incredible finishing, very strong shot power. The guy can take the back of the net off every single time. He is that good with his shot power, and very accurate too. He also makes good runs, and he's also very nice with his volleys. Heading does let him down a little bit, to be honest. It is something that you might look to improve later on, but as his price falls, I think he'll become a player for more and more people's team. Definitely a guy that you should be utilising, because he does have a lot of great attacking qualities, and allowing Gnabry and Sane to do the running for him. His pace being at only 84 overall doesn't really make too much of an issue, and he definitely has enough in the tank to go past people, and he can hold them off with his good strength, which is always good. Dribbling wise, not the best, but still a very solid pick, and one that you can upgrade later down the line as more informs and special cards do come out. So that does complete the team. We'll just jump into some custom tactics and have a look what I've been using. So I've gone for a constant pressure. We have a lot of very fast and really strong players within the team, especially in that midfield and back four. So that's where the constant pressure has gone. Not too deep and not too wide, as you can see here. And offensively, we've gone for a fast build-up. We want to move that ball quickly and counter-attack. Width, quite narrow there at 4. Players in the box quite high there, as you can see. And then corners and free kicks really left to a normal sort of standards. And then instruction-wise, we've got stay central and get in behind on the front 3 completely. On Sabitzer, we have get forward because he does have that more attacking quality to his game, but still have cover centre. And then on Zakaria, we have stay back while attacking and cover centre. And then Emre Can, we have also get forward and cover centre. So we do have that really high press going on. And then in terms of our fullbacks, we have stay back while attacking and normal instructions on the 2 centre backs, as you can see. So that does complete the team, guys. Let me know what you guys think about him, if there's any areas that you would upgrade, any players you would use instead. I love reading what you guys have to say. Hit that like and subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and peace.